to another live session. We are going to talk about aging. Thanks for being here on a Monday. It's been a while since we've done a live, so I'm going to give you all a few minutes to hop on. We're not really going to talk about supplements. We're going to talk about a kind of supplement. It's called exercise. We're going to talk about how exercise can slow down the pace of biologic aging. And just want to welcome you all here. Thanks for being here. I came across this study on my feed, and I'm going to share this with you and really dive into the details on the nuances of what I think is a really important tactic or strategy to improve how you age. So let's get into it, guys. It's really, really spicy out there with the sun, so I'm actually going to be a little blown out, but that's okay. Okay, so here we go. We are diving into it. I'm going to clear this layer so you can see this. We're going to dive into this, and here we go. Okay. Let's dive into this study. So I know some of you are looking at the headline thinking, okay, we're going to talk all about supplements, but actually not really. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about exercise. So this was a really interesting study finding that being physically active by way of exercise actually helps to slow down the pace of biologic aging. And I think this is just incredibly fascinating because I just got back from Health Optimization Summit in Austin, and there was a lot of leading edge supplement companies and products and things there. And it's really interesting. Exercise is the best stack, the best supplement that we could possibly implement in our lives to optimize how we age. So this study just came out last week in the Nature Journal Aging. And this was a study of about 1,000 people looking at epigenetic clocks. And they found that physical activity slows down the pace of aging. So again, you're hearing all about spermidine, you're hearing about molecular hydrogen, you're hearing about all these different tools and tactics and things like that that people are using to so-called slow down the pace of aging. Brian Johnson has his protocol, but the best thing you can do is actually exercise. So let's dive into it. Now, friends, since it's been a while since we've done a live, what I want to do is just welcome you all here. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button. I would love to know where you're from. So in the comments section, let me know where you're from and let me know if Mondays are still good days to go live. Okay. So what we're talking about today is a validated way to assess the pace of aging. We're talking about methylation and the so-called epigenetic age clocks. And it's been recognized that physical activity can impact the pace of the methylation signatures on these different clocks, okay? We got Stu here from London. Stu, thanks for being here. Got some other folks hopping on as well. So it turns out that physical activity slows down the pace of biologic aging. Now, what was unique about here is all the different clocks that were used in this analysis. We have the Horvath clock, we had the Pheno age clock. We have other different clocks. We got folks from Oklahoma in the house, North Carolina, from the blue state of Illinois. Eric says, we welcome red states, blue states, purple states. Any state is welcome. Don't want to get into politics here. Just want to share health information. We got Army vet from Las Vegas. I was just out in Las Vegas last week, not to party, but to film some podcasts. Okay. So let's get into exercise as a tool, as a stack to affect aging. Really interesting stuff. So this study explored the association between physical activity and DNA methylation predicted epigenetic clocks in a large nationally represented sample of the U.S. population. These results support an inverse association between physical activity and biologic aging, as indicated by several epigenetic clocks. Okay, so again, you're hearing about spermidine, you're hearing about molecular hydrogen, you're hearing about all these supplements that people are taking, the Brian Johnson protocol. As this study just highlighted, there's an inverse association between physical activity, exercise, and pace of biologic aging. So the best thing you can do to slow down how quickly you age is to exercise. Okay. Our results suggest that higher levels of physical activity are significantly associated with younger biologic ages across multiple epigenetic clocks, even after adjusting for confounding factors such as gender, race, body mass index, smoking status, and alcohol consumption. Specifically, skin blood age and limb age showed the strongest inverse associations, implying that physical activity exerts a profound impact on epigenetic mechanisms related to biologic aging. However, there's also a strength difference between these associations, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, what's really interesting is the observed interactions between physical activity and biologic aging in different subtypes, particularly in current smokers, warrant further investigations. Our finding that physical activity is more strongly associated with lower epigenetic age in current smokers may indeed be influenced by residual confounding factors, etc. Okay. Really interesting here about exercise. Let's go on. With aging populations worldwide, promoting regular physical activity could be a key strategy for delaying the onset of age-related diseases and enhancing longevity. The robust inverse associations between physical activity and epigenetic aging markers suggest that even modest increases in physical activity could yield significant benefits in terms of biologic aging reduction. Public health initiatives aimed at encouraging physical activity, particularly among older adults and individuals with higher body mass indexes, could play a crucial role in particularly older adults. So again, exercise, my friends. Hit that like button if you have exercised today. If you're going to exercise, hit that like button as well. Okay. Sports have transferable value. In the midst of busy studies and work, physical activity can improve energy levels, enhance sleep quality, and strengthen the body's recovery abilities, enabling individuals to face various challenges in life more effectively. Therefore, incorporating physical activities into daily life can not only delay aging, but also help maintain optimal performance throughout a long career. All right, so the bottom line here is, friends, we got to exercise. And a lot of you know this, and that's why I want to share with you some specific tools when it comes to exercise. And we're going to talk about some of those details now. But isn't this interesting stuff? So again, for those of you just joining us, the study that we are talking about here is this one. And this was an analysis looking at how physical activity slows down the pace of biologic aging, which is just incredible. This is incredible data, something that we should all be considering and thinking about when it comes to optimizing health, lifespan, and beyond. So I think it's incredibly fascinating information, my friends. Now, I want to get back to exercise, but I do want to momentarily mention just one quick thing here. One quick thing. Okay, so again, would love to know where you all are from. I want to get to your live questions momentarily, but in the context of exercise, what I was going to do is actually share this with you shortly. Okay, and so since we're talking about exercise, just want to quickly remind you. So we've updated the electrolyte sticks by Myoscience, and what is unique about this formulation, my friends, is this is the only high-potency creatine electrolyte on the market, featuring CreaPure creatine. CreaPure is the only non-Chinese manufactured creatine in the world. It's made in Germany, and so you are getting this with the electrolytes, 2.5 grams. Electrolytes help with creatine absorption. Creatine helps with cellular hydration. This is a perfect marriage or synergy. Excellent price point. A lot of great reviews, close to 2,000 reviews from people like you. So you can save with the code podcast over at myoscience.com. We have a high potency standalone creatine coming out shortly as well. So let's get to some questions. Interesting stuff on aging, interesting stuff on exercise. One tool that I shared with a client today, I can go ahead and share with you now, is the exercise interventions and suggestions. And this was actually a tool that I just shared. So I'm going to hop over here. I'll leave it on the screen here so you can see this. So this is what we're going to talk about. So when it comes to exercise, what are the most effective exercises? Well, multi-joint movements, compound movements, presses, pull-ups, rows, deadlifts, hip hinges, squats. These are all things that we should be prioritizing. So that's something to really consider in the rep ranges, as you can see here on the screen here, between 6 and 15 repetitions in that range. So you might want to take a screenshot of this. Really important stuff. Okay. Let's get to some questions. Army Vet says, strength training 5 days a week keeps me youthful. Absolutely. Great advice. Nancy says, I miss strength training. Well, Nancy, are you injured or you don't have access to a gym? Okay. A stationary bike is a good start for those who are beginners. Absolutely. Nancy says, is that like a B vitamin? Where do I get that? Amazon. Yeah, methylene blue. It's purportedly something that can affect mitochondrial function. So that's something to consider. All right. Squawk 1200 is from Southern Arizona. All right. I've taken methylene blue on and off since 2017. I think it's interesting. It's, is it the best stuff in the whole wide world? No, it's really not, but it's not bad. I think it's more of a nootropic, something that can affect cognition that you might want to take before a really important presentation or meeting. The downside is it turns your entire mouth blue. That's the downside of methylene blue. Okay. Oh, Army vet was deployed to Afghanistan and suffered injuries and PTSD. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you for your service and deployment. Does testosterone actually increase for muscle building? You know, I'm not familiar with testosterone. What is that? Oh, I see. It's an ectosteroid. Interesting. You know, there's there's this product called Botanibol. Botana. I don't know about testosterone. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar. Trimethylglycine to support methylation. Is it going to do much for muscle building? Probably not. Yeah. Guys, is this okay so far? Hit that like button if it is. Any questions are fair game. Let me know. But you know, creatine I think is one of the best things that you can do around exercise. So I take around 2.5 grams intra-workout. I think that's sufficient. I eat red meat. I'm sure you do as well. So that's something that you can consider. Jennifer says I'm looking younger and younger every time. Really? I think I'm looking. I feel like I'm starting to get some grays, man. I don't know. Yeah. Well, thank you for that, Jennifer. So electrolytes. Greg Doucette knows all about Torque Builder. Okay, interesting. So has anyone done their methylation testing here? Like we've been talking about these epigenetic clocks, and these are things to consider. I'm curious if anyone has done that. I haven't messed around with that just yet, but I mean, I did the My DNA Age and some other ones a long time ago, but yeah, okay. So what else do we have? I'm actually going to go to the gym. Has anyone lifted weights today? I'm going to go train back. What about you all? Gray hair is an asset when you have a lean, muscular physique. Oh, thanks, Rick. Appreciate that. Jennifer says, can creatine supplementation affect creatinine levels? Ooh, this is really good. Does creatine affect serum creatinine? This is a phenomenal question. I get this a lot. The answer is no. There was one case study in 2003, maybe 2004, where an individual had chronic kidney failure, went to the ER or the hospital, and his serum creatinine was like 3. I can't remember the ranges. And the doctor was like, what do you take? He's like, well, I took some creatine. So it got written up as though it's fact. Like, oh my gosh, serum creatine increases creatinine. That's not the case. Okay. Serum creatinine is a reflection of how much nitrogen is being processed through your kidneys. And of course, creatine is a nitrogen containing an amino acid like compound. But if you eat an omnivorous style diet, you have meat, you have eggs, you have more muscle mass, your creatinine is going to increase. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Eric is about to do some deadlifts. Check it out, y'all. Eric's doing deadlifts, and we have Randy is doing squats. I love this. This is awesome. So fantastic, y'all. Army vet did chest and shoulders this morning. So we have a lot of people that are lifting. That's phenomenal. Good for you guys. So yeah, I'm going to do back today. Would love to know what y'all are doing. And we're coming out with a new creatine. Okay, you're going to really like this Creapure creatine powder. We're also coming out with a micronized creatine. You guys are going to totally dig it over at Myoscience. Opt into the email newsletter list. Download the blood work cheat sheet. You're going to dig that. Sean Baker from Davenport, Iowa. There's another Sean Baker. Wow, that's awesome. I love that. Let's see. All right, Hypno did back today like me. Love it, love it. Can you recommend any good books on human biochemistry for a layperson? Yeah, I usually click this link, put this in my every video. It's Introduction to Human Metabolism. Let me look and see if I can see it on my bookshelf, and I'll go grab it. 1 second. This is the book right here. It's called Navigating Metabolism by Navdeep Shandell. It's a really, 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 really good book. So I would absolutely get this. I mean, if you want to learn about the details of mitochondrial function, the Warburg effect, glucose metabolism, and all the rest. Another good one is called The Fourth Fuel. I can't find it on my bookshelf, but that's another good book that I would recommend. It's called The Fourth Fuel. Great questions, y'all. And again, thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting that like button. Are you enjoying the content? If you are, hit that like button. I know you're watching, so you might as well like it. That just tells the algorithm that more people should see this. So thanks for that. Mercy and Compassion says, how do you feel about water aerobics for us older people? I think it's awesome. Water aerobics is phenomenal. So yeah, definitely go after that. That's something great you could do. You're welcome, Jennifer. That's in the description as well. So what else we got? Come on, hit me with some questions. Rick always clicks like. Thank you, Rick. Thank you. All right. Come on, I know you have questions. Don't be shy. What do you got? What would you do to lower Lp(a)? I've managed to get off almost all my blood markers in place, but I cannot get my Lp(a) below 100 nanomoles per liter. All right, we just did a video on Lp(a). The question is, does it really matter if your metabolic health is dialed? I would look at sleep apnea and sleep disordered breathing. I found this to be a major, my neck. I would look at sleep apnea. Surprisingly, a lot of people with high Lp(a) have sleep apnea and don't know it. So that's what I would consider. Thank you for that. Glad to be live. Really appreciate that. Thoughts on alpha ketoglutarate for gut lining? I don't know. For gut lining, I think deglycyrrhizated licorice, DGL, things like that. Jennifer says, do you think it's possible to improve and moderate leaky mitral heart valve? Naturally, I don't know. Eric says, have you ever tried Shilajit? I tried it and didn't really notice any benefits. Same thing. Just like sea moss. There's all this stuff that comes out. Dia says, my stack is pretty hefty. Is it harmful to take too many supplements? Yeah, dude. People take way too many freaking supplements. Way too many. Every time I meet with a client, they're like taking 17 supplements. It's over the top. So yes, you can. Rick says, I've not been to a doctor since 1996. Why would I want to go if I continue to feel great? Rick, it's a good question. It's like, and look, you've been doing this almost 30 years. I think blood work is good. If something changes, man, I would do it. Just, you don't need to even go to a doctor if you don't want to. Mark has a really strange question. They always run my HDL twice because it's so high, out of range, 147. LDL was 130, trig 48 during a fast. Interesting, Mark. I would do the Cleveland Heart Lab. I think it's one of the better lipid tests. I would do that and see what you say. Patrick says Brian Johnson takes 100 a day. Dude, come on. I mean, do you think he looks amazing? I think he's doing decent work. Does magnesium glycinate lessen arthritis? Magnesium glycinate's fine, but it's like arthritis is probably a metabolic condition, metabolic disease. Design Spectrum Studies says, any thoughts on the new trend of taking methylene blue? It's so funny. RFK takes methylene blue and everyone's all about it. I mean, I don't know, dude. I've been taking methylene blue since 2017. It's fine. Like, whatever. It's a nootropic. It's not magic. Jennifer says, people need to realize that they should pause supplements before getting labs like thyroid panels and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Another question says, I think I overuse protein powders every day too often. I use protein powder a lot too, but like not more than once a day. Someone says, I think Mike looks better than Brian Johnson. He's older than me. But I appreciate that. Okay, check this out. Nick has a good question. For DHEA, do you recommend capsules or cream? I would do capsules. Small plug, at Bioscience, we sell micronized DHEA. Click the link in the description below. Use the code podcast to save. 10 milligrams per decade of life for men, 0.25 milligrams per decade of life for women. What do I think of microdosing magic mushrooms for brain health? I love that. Melissa, hell yeah, I love this question. I mean, I microdose mushrooms and LSD all the time. I know some of you are going to be like, I'm unsubscribing. Stop saying that. I mean, look, I have found that psychedelics, I don't take them in high dose, microdosing. I just relate to my employees better. I get downloads. I think it's helpful. I know I'm gonna watch people unfollow me. Like, what do you do? So yeah, I think psychedelics are amazing. For any of you who have had adverse childhood experiences, traumas, hurts, abuse, all that, psychedelics are awesome. So I'm a huge fan of that. What do you bone broth, it's supposed to be good for you, gut health issues. I would do probiotics and probiotics. Okay, yeah, so bone broth is good. It's a source of collagen. Yeah. I wonder if sulforaphane can impede thyroid function since it's derived from broccoli. It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Good question. Melissa just started taking magic mushrooms and feels much more clear. That's awesome. If high dose B1 is farce or something that's needed for someone with broken metabolism, I think a B complex is helpful for some people. Yeah. What else we got? These questions are good, y'all. I like to just hit the questions. Come on, keep them coming. I know you all got stuff. Hey, Nick, you asked about DHEA. How old are you? Yeah, people benefit from mushrooms for sure. For sure. All right, what do we got? Come on, y'all. I know you got questions. Hit them up in the comments. Nick's 35. So yeah, you should take around 30 to 40 milligrams of DHEA. Click the link in the below, Nick. Use code podcast at checkout. Thoughts on moringa? I'm hearing a lot about it. I haven't looked into it. I'm hearing about it. I don't know. Methylene blue, we already talked about it. It's purportedly affects mitochondrial function. If you want to affect your mitochondria, just freaking exercise, man. That's what you got to do. Mercy and compassion doctors also say to try low FODMAP diet, to eliminate diet, blah, blah, blah. Yes, agree 100%. Blue blockers at night, yes. Can you share your bread recipe? Yeah. Didn't we do that though? But yeah, for sure. But definitely check out Bill Schindler's book. The book's freaking amazing. Is nitric oxide dangerous for pre-workout? Nitric oxide is the shit. Any info on delayed onset muscle soreness causes deficiencies? Yeah, I mean, just when you train hard, you're going to get DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. It's a good thing, I think. Do you think women should get their testosterone checked? For sure. In your 40s? Absolutely. Testosterone is really important for women. Ladies, test your testosterone. I've been eating a starch-based diet for the last 10 years. Lately, I've lowered my fat and noticed my energy level is better. Do you include healthy starches in your diet? Yeah, for sure. Oh, so Nick wants to know about DHEA. And so I'm just going to share this with you all. DHEA. So this stuff is cheap. So I'm going to drop this in the chat. This is micronized DHEA. The code is podcast. So women postmenopausally, you need to take DHEA. Men need to take DHEA. It's really important for everyone. Suggestions to hear is it varicose vein or variculo? I don't know what that is, to be honest. I know you have some of his books at your house, LOL. It's gym day. Why no muscle shirt? Yeah, well, I was filming earlier, so I don't have a shirt like that. Good question. Yeah, you're welcome, Nick. You got it. All right. How do I feel about infrared sauna for detox? I think it's good. Yeah. I mean, I think a real, wood-fired sauna stove is better, but infrared's cool. Okay, I lowered my LDL by taking 1.5 grams of trimethylglycine and a bunch of other supplements. Now that it's in check, should I stop my mega stack? I don't know what your mega stack was. Sorry, homie. Tell me what it is. Lactobacillus rudii, fermented yogurt. What do you think about it? I think it's good. Terrence McKenna's book, Food of the Gods, is excellent. Gut health, varicose veins and testicles. Oh, okay. Yeah. So for varicose veins, I would just have more citrus, lemon and citrus. There's the pectin in there called diosmin and hesperidin can actually, is good for varicose veins. Moringa packs are a huge nutritional punch. I had a friend who was a missionary to Africa, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What to choose between NAD, NAC, or NMN? NAC, NMN, and NAD, they're so expensive. So expensive. NAC is cheap, y'all. Cheap. And it's super effective when you take it with glycine. I'm going to drop this link. There was a question about what 3 supplements should people take. Okay. NAC Glycine Supreme, 1,600 milligrams of NAC and glycine together. Take that every night. That's something that everyone should take. Creatine and electrolytes. Everyone should be taking that around exercise. Like, no questions about it. And I think vitamin D and vitamin K, like, hands down, these are just things that everyone should be taking. And that's covering a lot of the basics right there. You don't need much more, and that's $80 a month, and you're good. Integrative Therapeutics has a great NAC. I don't know. It's low dose. It's only 600 milligrams. The NAC that I just linked in the description, 1,600 milligrams of not only just NAC, but also glycine. Those are the 2 essential amino acids to make the glutathione tripeptide. Okay. N-acetylcysteine and glycine. That's what you need. Why is NAC preferred over L-cysteine? That's a great question. I don't know why. But I think your N-acetylcysteine is delivering you cysteine. That's all what it matters. But you want it with glycine, guys. That's the thing. I don't know about I know Integrative Therapeutics, ITI. They were a competitor of mine. I've been selling supplements for 20 years. They were a competitor of mine for years. They got sold to Nestle. So not even ITI anymore. I mean, they are, but like, so what else we got? I think Lactobacillus rhodii is awesome. That's just one bacteria. You want a bunch, right? Do you know in which order we make glucose via gluconeogenesis, glycerol backbones? Yes. It's starting with a glycerol backbone. I mean, it could be amino acids as well, but for most people, it's going to be glycerol. So, what are the best food sources of glycine? Yeah, probably bone broth and collagen, chicken skin. I've been taking SAMe for depression. I believe it raises glutathione as well. Yeah, it participates in that enzymatic reaction as well. I've been experimenting with capsaicin from peppers. Do you eat them? Peppers are a no-go, homeboys. Peppers are really high in oxalates. I'm not a fan of peppers. I mean, if they're in a fajita or whatever, fine, but no. I know one is a precursor to the other, blah, blah, blah. Okay, lots of training, Mediterranean nutrition, stuff, blah, blah. Yes. What are your thoughts on 5-HTP for sleep? It's okay. I think, honestly, ashwagandha is better, and L-theanine. Ashwagandha L-theanine is great. Yeah. Y'all, these are great questions. Great questions. Yeah, peppers are no good. So I'm going to head out, y'all. Thank you for being here live. Appreciate your likes, your comments, your shares. We'll be back next week. I love going live with y'all. Appreciate you being here, just being present. Your questions are amazing. If I missed a question, leave a comment in the video when I post this, and I'll address this first thing next week, okay? Have an awesome day, awesome night. Catch y'all soon.